Hey guys, Chance Casey with Chance Casey Real Estate Group here, and today I'm going to talk about what happens when an appraisal comes out low. In this market, hopefully your listing agent has gotten you an offer that waives the appraisal contingency or waives the appraisal up to a certain amount. So like, let's say that you were getting a property under contract for $400,000 and the buyer agrees to pay $10,000 more than the price that an appraisal comes out at, up to $400 or $400,000. So what this means is, like, if the property had come out at $390 on the appraisal, they would have just made up the difference. But if it came out at $389, they would have made the $10,000 difference. So it would have been $399. So that's kind of some things that you can do to get properties under contract right now, or on the listing side, you kind of want to focus on. But let's say the appraisal comes out low and you have what's called an appraisal contingency still in place, which is typically what's on contracts nowadays, or is just on contracts for the Arizona Department of Real Estate. If the property comes out as a low appraisal, let's say you're on a contract at $450, it comes out at $425. Well, there's $25,000 difference. First, you want to check the appraisal for human error. Now, the appraisals are being done by humans. More often than not, there's some type of error on there, whether it's, they just weren't pulling the right comps, or maybe they, weren't making the adjustments correctly. They got the square footage wrong, or they just weren't looking at this neighborhood compared to the other neighborhood, because maybe there's a 15% difference in the average sales price of this neighborhood compared to that one. So that's number one. That's definitely what you want to do first. Number two is you want to send better comparable homes to the appraiser if they weren't using the proper ones, or if they were using the proper ones, you want to explain why the price is set at where it is and why the buyer was willing to pay that $450 original price. Number three is you have to renegotiate. Now, you have a 5-day period that's built into the Arizona Department of Real Estate transactions. And what ends up happening is that $25,000 that needs to be made up by either the seller or the buyer. In order for the transaction not to fall through, it's best to start negotiations as soon as possible, so that the buyer doesn't get to that end of that 5-day period, freak out and cancel, because they think that if they continue forward, they're going to have to pay the $25,000 difference. Typically it's up to you and your listing agent, or if I were working with you, we'd have the conversation of the pros and cons of going back to market, what you could get if you did that, what the market's like now as opposed to maybe 30 or 60 days before. So anyways, if you guys have any additional questions on this, give me a call, 602-525-5502. Have a great day.